Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 46 of The Weird Turn Pro. We're almost a year in. We're coming up on a year, I think. I'm Mo
Yeah.
Strummel here in Nashville.
And I'm Jason Winfield in Lamont, Pennsylvania. How everybody doing tonight?
Good. I'm good. It's nice. I got the windows and the sliding glass door open. It's 6
Nice.
o'clock here. It's a nice evening. It's
I
almost
woke up
70.
I woke up this morning and was able to open a sliding glass door while I fixed my coffee, which is not normal for this time in March, but supposed to get snow next week, because that's how we roll.
Perfect. You keep it up there. We don't need it down here.
Awesome.
You might hear some dogs barking in the background. They're not my dogs, that's for sure. They're somebody down the street. But I feel like we're doing the Buddy and Jim show with all the animal noises in the background, which will be
Well,
fine.
well,
Heroes.
from what I was hearing about your work week this week, I wasn't sure if that was your dogs or not.
Yeah, they're barking. Tell me. Yeah, I have been double duty this week because the rink felt compelled to book me for sessions with the kids after I got home from work every day. So it was like, oh
Well,
man.
as a wise man once told me, you're never going to have more time than you have today.
Oh, that's a sad thought, though. Just so you know. All right. Well, you don't have your guitar, so I'm going to go ahead and go first
Okay,
today.
awesome.
So
I can
for
figure
those
one
of you
them.
that are tuning in, we are doing we're supposed to be doing songs that are geared toward March, but I feel like a couple of my choices may stray off that path just because. But I think I tied most of them back in. So that's my. Actually, I think I can tie them all but one maybe in. So we'll see. But this first one, so March is National Girl Scout. I think National Girl Scout Week is in March.
Yep.
So this is a song that I associate with the Girl Scouts because it's actually a New Orleans like Mardi Gras song, which I'm not that far away from that either. But I somewhere in some Girl Scout songbook or something, this song came up, and it was supposed to be a campfire song for them. So I'm going to play that in honor of the Girl Scouts. That'll be my first. This is Iko Iko.
Nice. Excellent.
My grandma, your grandma was sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Hey now, Aiko, Aiko, ane. Giacomo fino, anane, Giacomo fino, ane. Look at my king all dressed in red, Aiko, Aiko, ane. Bet you $5 he'll kill you dead, Giacomo fino, ane. Hey now, Aiko, Aiko, ane. Giacomo fino, anane, Giacomo fino, ane. My flag boy and your flag boy are sitting by the fire. My flag boy told your flag boy, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Hey now, Aiko, Aiko, ane. Giacomo fino, anane, Giacomo fino, ane. Giacomo fino, anane, Giacomo fino, ane.
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure they don't sing that second verse in the Girl
Yeah,
Scouts.
probably
Yeah,
not.
but it's actually like I think the what do they call them, the in the parade, the Mardi Gras parade, I forget what they're called. Each group they're different groups, but I forget what the overall name for that is. But they sing this song back and forth at each other too, I think. So yeah.
Yes, they do. And
What do you got?
what do I got? I don't know. I don't know if I remember anything anymore.
Uh-oh.
It's been one of those weeks. Trying to deal with schedules. I made little mistakes in January when things got crazy, and it manifested this week. And oh well, So we're gonna play some music and forget about it.
There you go. All right. Well, we'll stop talking about work. That's good. All right. That's fair enough. All right.
Yeah. Let me see this roller. She was born in the morning, late October, San Antonio. She's every girl I've ever known. She was born in the morning, late October, San Antonio. She's every girl I've ever known. She don't talk about religion, she just talks about the Stones. Oh, she's every girl I've ever known. And her tongue is like the devil when she tries to concentrate. She said she don't want marriage, but she still believes in fate. Yeah, she stands her ground defiantly. She cries when she's alone. Oh, she's every girl I've ever known. Now her voice, it is a melody that sings just like a bird. Oh, she's every song I've ever heard. And her heartbeat is a rhythm that commands her every word. Oh, she's every song I've ever heard. She reflects a world in happiness and echoes all the pain. Her smile's a world of sunrise, and her cries will make it rain. She hides the truth discreetly. You can take her for a word. Oh, she's every song I've ever heard. She's a sober Sunday kitchen conversation with my dad. Oh, she's every friend I've ever had. Well, we never fail to cut a trail whenever times are bad. Oh, she's every friend I've ever had. She's a flighty, good time buddy in the corner of the bar. She'd fight the devil for you just for being who you are. She's elastic as a stone, though she would love to see you mad. She's every friend I've ever had. Well, she was born in the morning, late October, San Antonio. You gave me a minute, and I had a guitar in my hand, and Evan called out, and that is for Women's History Month.
There you go. All right, I got one of those too coming up for you. But speaking of the Turnpike Troubadours and Evan Felker, did you see that he jumped up on stage with the band the other day, Teague Brothers Band? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so that caused like a whole flurry of activity, like all over the social media. Like, are they coming back? Are they coming back?
All us Turnpike nerds jumped all over that.
Yeah, people were going nuts, and so it'll be interesting to see if if something happens. It'll be could be a little crazy.
Yeah,
never know.
Very crazy.
I heard he's doing okay. So just so you know, I'm going to talk down AT&T internet right now, because it's like, I know I can see that nothing's happening on our feed or anything, but it just, everything from you keeps locking up on me. So, and I know it's the AT&T. Yeah. Don't get AT&T internet. That's my pitch right now. I'm sure they'll come after me if any of their employees are watching. Yeah, but I'm seriously thinking about switching everything from AT&T. So, oh, I know. We want to mention that our guests, when we have guests on, our guests actually get a gift certificate to Belcourt Taps here in Nashville. So when they come and visit me here in Nashville, which they're certainly welcome to do, they can eat on Rose and the folks down there who give us the gift certificate to give it away. So that's pretty cool.
Of which I want to throw out there that the end of July, my happy little family will be joining you down in Nashville, so we'll have to plan an evening at Belcourt Taps just so
Yes, we will. Absolutely.
meet Rose and tour the space.
Yes, it's not a big place, so it won't be a long tour, but it's an adorable place, and the food's really good. So that's
as a tour.
well, actually, we could. I actually have free coupons to go to Tailgate Brewing here on a tour, so maybe we'll talk to those folks and see if we get a couple more and go over there. Joan's laughing at me right now because we're really winging it today. I didn't even send you a rundown today. Usually I send a rundown out so Jason knows what we're supposed, not a script, but what we're supposed to like. So we're both on the same, literally on the same page. It's a piece of paper. But today that's not happening. We're just kind of going with the flow, and Joan can't hear anything, so she's just looking at me like, should I push the button now? Should I push the button now? So I'm going to do a women's history song too, I think. And this one is this is an old Bob Dylan song that I almost never play anymore, but I used to play it all the time. But this is called, I think it's called She's Got Everything She Needs, but we'll see if I'm right. She's got everything she needs. She's an artist, she don't look back. She's got everything she needs. She's an artist, she don't look back. She can take the dark out of the nighttime and paint the daytime black. You'll start out standing, proud to steal her anything she sees. I said you'll start out standing, proud to steal her anything she sees. You'll wind up peeking through a keyhole, down upon your knees. Well, she never stumbles 'cause she's got no place to fall. Yes, she never stumbles 'cause she's got no place to fall. She's nobody's child, the law can't touch her at all. Bow down to her on Sunday and salute her when her birthday comes. Bow down to her on Sunday and salute her when her birthday comes. For Halloween, buy her a trumpet. For Christmas, give her a drum.
Nice.
That's an old one.
That is it, but it's nice.
It's a nice little song. Rose is saying she wants you to play the Association's Windy.
Wendy.
Yeah. Windy, I think it is. I don't think it's Wendy.
Windy. W-I.
W-I. Do you know that?
It's March.
Give me just a second here.
In like a lion, out like a lamb.
Yeah, Wendy.
And Windy has stormy eyes.
Let's see what we got here. I think I'll do that.
All right.
Who's peeking out under the stairway, calling a name that's lighter than air? Who's bending down to give me a rainbow? Everyone knows it's Wendy. Who's tripping down the streets of the city, smiling at everybody she sees? Who's reaching out to capture a moment? Everyone knows it's Wendy. And Wendy has stormy eyes that flash in the sound of lies. And Wendy has wings that fly above the clouds, above the clouds. And Wendy has stormy eyes that flash at the sound of lies. Wendy has wings that fly above the clouds, above the clouds. Who's tripping down the streets of the city, smiling at everybody she sees? Who's reaching out to capture a moment? Everyone knows it's Wendy.
That was good right off the cuff. Oh my God, that was excellent. Hey Rose, you better tip Jason for that one, for having your request played.
I need to have a little whistler in there.
There you go. I want to tell everybody how to come on the show. If you're watching, normally we do have songwriters on with us and they talk about their music, and we have a lot of fun. Today is sort of a winging it day, off the cuff here, making it up as we go along, doing our own little private show. Rosemary said that did not blow, so I think that's another Windy reference.
Nice way to,
I got it.
Nice way to comment.
I got it.
Yeah.
But if you want to come on the show, you're a songwriter and you're watching. As you can see, we keep it pretty light. It's laid back. We have a lot of fun. But all you got to do is go to weirdpros.com and fill out the form, and we'll be in touch with you. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. And you can get a little more exposure.
Exactly.
Yeah. For our guests, we do throw up a tip jar, and we'll share your social media with people so that you can try to build a little more audience. It's March, right? So next week we're going to be doing a St. Patty's Day show because it'll be a day late and $1 short, like we usually are.
That's our story,
right? But we're going to do a St. Patty's Day next week, and I believe I'm going to use their stage names because that's what I was always knew them by when we played. So Jennifer Dixon and Connie Fisher, for those of you who remember, will be coming on with us next week to play some Irish tunes for us. So it should be fun. And that one they're actually going to be in the same location. They're going to be socially distanced, but they're going to be able to play together and sing together at that location, which I mean, except for couples that we've had on, that'll be a first for us. So we are going to have them socially distanced, but in the same place. So that should be interesting for us. That'll be another technological advancement for us to do that.
It's part of my upcoming week.
Yes. So Jason's putting that together because he's up in their neck of the woods. So I'm gonna, since it's March though, I'm gonna play a song that I don't think I've ever done this in public, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just because It's a song about Ireland, a little bit about Ireland. It's really not about Ireland. It's about Austin and wanting to be back in Austin when you're in Ireland. So this is a Guy Clark song, and it's called Dublin Blues. Well, I wished I was in Austin, in the chilly parlor bar, drinking Mad Dog margaritas and not caring where you are. But here I sit in Dublin, just a rolling cigarettes, holding back and choking back, shakes with every breath. Forgive me all my anger, forgive me all my faults. There's no need to forgive me for thinking what I thought. I loved you from the get-go, I'll love you till I die. I loved you on the Spanish Steps the day you said goodbye. I am just a poor boy, and work's my middle name. If money was the reason, well, I would not be the same. I'll stand up and be counted, I'll face up to the truth. I'll walk away from trouble, but I can't walk away from you. I have been to Fort Worth, and I have been to Spain, and I have been too proud to come in out of the rain. I have seen the David and the Mona Lisa too, and I have seen Doc Watson play Columbus Stockade Blues. Forgive me all my anger, forgive me all my faults. There's no need to forgive me for thinking what I thought. I loved you from the get-go, I love you till I die. I loved you on the Spanish Steps the day you said goodbye. Well, I wished I was in Austin, at the chilly parlor bar, drinking Mad Dog margaritas and not caring where you are.
Nice.
Yeah,
Gotta
a couple.
love it. You can't have any show about songwriters and not have Guy Clark stuffed in.
Well, and you know, the funny thing is about that song, if you walked into anywhere in Nashville and played them that song for the very first time, they'd tell you that song has no chance of ever making it.
Yep.
Because the structure is just out there.
Yep.
But that's what makes it great. I mean, and that's the problem. You know, you got to break the rules. You got to break the rules. That's how it works, right?
Yep. That is exactly how it works.
Yep.
But nobody wants the rules broken.
Nope. and it's risky. And you're not, in this town, you're probably not going to get anywhere if you break the rules. So,
Yep.
but
Anymore.
yeah,
Comes and goes.
of course you could be in, Greenwich Village in the 60s, and
Yeah.
and then
1962.
you win for breaking the rules there. You know what I mean? It's like everything changes because you broke the rules. So
Yep.
I do want to give a pitch to. I've been watching I've told you about those classic album episodes that are on Tubi, and
Yeah.
if anybody gets Tubi and you can watch any of the classic album episodes about the making of various, just what are considered classic albums like Pink Floyd and Asia, and I watched Fleetwood Mac, the Rumors album the other day, and they're great shows because they talk about how the songs become the songs that they are in the studio, and it's really interesting. So I would highly recommend it to anybody. So, well, it's your turn again,
Yes, it is my turn, and I'm going
Yeah.
to, I'll just play my Irish song. How's that?
That's fair. That's fair. Coming back.
I was cut from a bolt of Irish linen, stained with the dirt that my whole family tilled, with the badge of red pen too, swatch of Union blue, gave us a patch of land where we could grow. The rails rolled through and soot covered our hands. Machines were brought to toil on our lands. When the only son broke ranks, gathered green cloth for the banks, he changed the very course our family knew. 'Cause each generation brings a thread that sews families together when they wed. In the dark night I cling tightly to the blanket of my family, and so together, fabric of my life. My daddy chose a starch white doctor's coat, but it passed to me the songs blue collars wrote. Now I weave with silver strings, and I married a tapestry, as together we knit another row. 'Cause each generation brings the thread that sews families together when they wed. And in the dark night I cling tightly to the blanket of my family, and so together the fabric of my life. As I look into my children's eyes, I hope it comes to them as no surprise. The future is unknown, their path yet to be sown, as together they knit another row. 'Cause each generation brings a thread that sews families together when they wed. In the dark night I cling tightly to the blanket of my family, and so together so we can grow together. Yes, we sew together, fabric of my life.
Yeah. That's a good
Aye.
song. That's a good Irish song. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that. And have you done any recordings of that yet?
No, I'm still
No.
trying to Yeah, I'm still trying to get the sound right to figure it out. because it sounds, you know, that transfer from the internal sound to the external sound.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you hear it and then you play it and you're like, "That's
Oh.
yeah." Well, I didn't play that anything like I heard it. I don't understand.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So it's in that stage, but I'm much more comfortable with it. I'm happy with it when I get the words right. I like the way it's structured. I
Yeah.
don't think it needs anything else. It's kind of a nice little package. Sewn up tightly.
Well, I'm just the reason I was asking is because now that you've been playing it a while and everything, you know, you start recording and sometimes things change. You know what I mean? So it's like you realize there's something else that you want to do with it, or like sometimes I find that, you know, my grandiose thought for the recording is not a very good idea, and that maybe I should just pare it down, you know.
That's kind of what happened to me on
Yeah.
the one I was recording.
Yeah. So that's part of the process, right? I mean,
I'm at that learning stage now, so.
Yeah, and you know, the funny thing is, I heard, you know, Keith Urban was getting ready to go on the road, and they had recorded a new album. And he said, "Yeah, now we're trying to learn how to play the song, because when you record nowadays, you don't actually play together. You know, I mean, you do if you want that kind of sensibility to the song, but a lot of people just lay tracks down independently. You know, one day somebody's there, the next day somebody else is there, and so when the song is done, you still have to learn how to play it. You know, the band has to learn how to play it. So it's an interesting. I don't know what the phrase is. It's an interesting turn of the something, you know, but I don't know what it is.
Well, I think it's been a long practiced thing. I mean, you know, the Wrecking Crew and Fame and all of the classic old recording studios, some of which are still around, but those guys were hired guns that came in experts and played, and then the band had to learn how to play those songs.
Right. And you know, it was funny. I would not to keep bringing it up, but I was watching one of those classic album things with, and it was Asia, Steely Dan, and they would bring like a whole band in, and they would record the song, you know, and then they would go, "Yeah, that's not it," and the next day there'd be a whole new band there, and they'd run it again until they got what they wanted, you know. And but it's really weird. I mean, it's just weird that, of course, the Wrecking Crew, those guys, you know, some people came and went, but they were that was a music factory. I mean, that was just, they were so good and so quick, and they could play anything, and they played everything from, you know, behind Sinatra and, you know, all those guys, and then turn around and they're the Monkees, you know. I mean, it's like, it's ridiculous. So it's just, but they were really good. So that's pretty crazy. And they used to have a crew, you know, they used to call the guys down here the 615, you know, guys. Mm-hmm. And those were the session musicians that they were the go-to people, not all guys, you know, but they were the go-to people. If you wanted to record a song, right. That's why Dylan came back here to record, you know, because he realized what was here. So it's pretty crazy. And, you know, the funny thing is, the nice thing about living here when you can go out and when COVID isn't around is you can often see a lot of those people playing locally, you know, in the bars and stuff here. And I remember one of the before we moved here, we came down and we were at the corner bar, one of the corner bars downtown. And Dave Zentner, who lives up where you guys live now, I think he toured with Loretta Lynn. He played bass or something, one of them. And we were coming down. I said, "Dave, where should we go? Do you know anybody who's playing?" And he said, "Yeah, go here." And he said, "It's a really good band. You'll like them." So I walked in and I said hi. The steel player was there, and I just waved to him, and he was like, "Hi." And I said, "Dave Zentner told me you guys would be here." Because, "Oh, you know, tell Dave hi." And I said, "All right." So we sat down, and I was sitting there, and I looked at the picture on the wall, and it was the guy playing the steel guitar on the Grand Ole Opry stage. So it was like, okay, Dave's right on this one. I think this is going to be good. So, but I always it's always amazing who you can catch around town here, and that's kind of the nice thing about living here. So, I'm going to do a song. This is one of my favorite songwriters. I don't know what this has to do with March, but while I was sitting here wondering what to play, it came across my iPad. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot.
Awesome.
I have another one I haven't played in a long time, but this is the song that made me realize like what an art songwriting could be if you do it right. Because this song to me is one of the most well-written songs I have ever heard in my life. So this is a Slade Cleave song, who, by the way, is like a Texas songwriter who's amazing. And it's called Broke Down. Sherry at a pawn shop, band of gold, sink full of dishes, love grown cold. Along came a boy, pretty as the devil. She took his hand, the whole thing unraveled. There's no turning round, it's broke down. Billy took the ring, jammed it in his pocket, drove downtown and tried to hawk it. Down at the bottom of Lake Pontchartrain, there's a love note carved inside a wedding ring. Broke down, cracked and shattered, left in pieces like it never even mattered. Broke down, torn and frayed, ain't nothing left you could give away. There's no turning round, it's broke down. Ain't no telling where love goes, maybe down where the Black River flows. Won't be coming back round, it's broke down. Baby in the backseat and another on the way. Sherry thinks of Billy at the end of every day. Spends her nights waiting for real life to start, listening to the sound of her double-crossed heart. There's no turning round, it's broke down. Broke down, cracked and shattered, left in pieces like it never even mattered. There's no turning round, it's broke down. On the other side of town, two lovers lie still, cigarette smoking on the windowsill. There's a picture locked up in an old suitcase. Billy closes his eyes, but he still sees her face. Broke down, cracked and shattered, left in pieces like it never even mattered. Broke down, torn and frayed, ain't nothing left you could give away. There's no turning round, it's broke down. It's broke down.
That's great.
Yeah, and there's another song that, once again, if you take it and play it for someone who's going to give you advice, they will tell you the bridge is in the wrong place. That's what they're going to tell you. And you know what the funny thing is? It's right where it belongs in the song. So it's like, when you're telling the story, you can't, if it's a story you're trying to tell, how do you change the story around just to put a bridge in the right place? In my mind, you put the bridge where it belongs and you tell the story you're trying to tell.
The story, put the bridge in there to give yourself that open space, or
Yep.
or not. I have a hard time with bridges.
I think bridges are hard to write.
Yeah,
They have to turn you around, but they have to be part of the story.
or you reach a point. If it's it's movement, it's travel, if it's a decision, it's that juggling of fact,
Right.
being able to take it from the external first person, second person story into the inside. If you already haven't done that in a chorus,
Right.
and that's where it becomes, but the formulaic aspect of some songwriting is its own challenge, and it helps you when it comes time to break the rules.
Well, you have to know the rules in order to break them, right? So that's part of the deal.
Otherwise, you're like me, just floundering around in the dark.
Stop it. Hey, listen, guess what came yesterday?
What came yesterday? Woohoo!
The CDs are here. Yeah.
Awesome.
So this gets released everywhere next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday, but the CDs are here. And I'm probably, the plan is to have a link on the website, mostrummel.com, and maybe I'll put one that'll take you over to it from weirdpros.com.
Yeah,
but where you can go ahead and order one of these. They're going to be cheap. So there's 5 songs on it, probably be $4 plus shipping. Yeah. So if you want one, and it's pretty cool. It's got all it's like got all the cool stuff in it. So you can take this out, and if you want to follow along with the words, all the words are in there. Yeah. So never done that on a CD I've released yet, but since there were only 5 songs, yeah. So pretty good. Also, the CD itself is pretty cool. It's all printed on and everything. It's got I'm not sure I'm holding it the right way. There we go.
There you go. Got it.
So it's got all that cool stuff on it.
Excellent.
So
congratulations.
And remember that, I have a CD on Amazon right now that's for sale for $969. So one day this could be a collector's item as well. So not really. I wouldn't count on that. All right. Time for another one.
I don't remember I played this the other week. But I think I told you that I fell into a shoveling snow musical cloud, and which sounds weird. Yeah, wow. The visuals
It sounds really weird, actually.
I fell into a drift as I was shoveling snow of an artist that I had not listened to in a very long time. I had a cassette tape in a truck I had years ago that just lived in the cassette player when I drove, and I wasn't listening to a ball game while driving in Florida heat. I would put it on, and so I rediscovered Al Stewart. So I'm going to play.
Oh, nice.
The fishing boats go out across the evening water, smuggling guns and arms across the Spanish border. The winds wave up the waves so loud, a ghost moon sails among the clouds and turns the rifles into silver on the border. On the wall, the colors of a map of running. From Africa, the winds, they talk of change is coming. The torches flare up in the night, the hands that sets the farms alight, and spreads the word to those who are waiting on the border. In the village where I grew up, nothing seems the same, but still you never see the change from day to day. No one notices the customs slip away. Late at night, the rain was knocking on my window. I moved across the darkened room, and in the lamp glow, I thought I saw down in the streets the spirit of the century, telling us that we're all standing on the border. In the islands where I grew up, nothing seems the same. It's just the patterns that remain, an empty shell. But there's strangeness in the air, you feel so well. The fishing boats go out across the evening water, smuggling guns and arms across the Spanish border. The wind waves up the waves so loud, the ghost moon sails upon the crowd and turns the rifles into silver on the border, 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 on the border.
Yeah.
Pick 'em slow, quick and quick, really.
You know, what's funny is I thought about you playing something by Al Stewart earlier today, believe it or not, because at work an Al Stewart song came on the radio. So I was like, oh, there's Al Stewart. I said, so you said you had that on a cassette, and you know the guy who invented the cassette died, I think today.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Did you see Jason Isbell's tweet about it?
No, I did not.
He said if it were him, and he would have put into his will that halfway through the funeral you had to turn the casket over.
And when you turned it over, you had to put a pencil in it to turn
it. To wind it back in. Somebody posted something the other day about, remember how you could break the tabs out at the top after you recorded, so you wouldn't record over. And then when you decided that you'd had enough of that, you put a piece of tape over it, and then you were able to re-record on it, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I wonder how many people actually remember that, but it's like...
Well, they were on 8 tracks, too.
Yes.
That little break-off tab was on 8 tracks.
Yeah. And I had an 8-track in my Ford Torino. My 1970 Ford Torino had an 8-track player in it. Yeah, and I think I only had one 8-track because I was like, I'm not buying all these 8 tracks. They fill up the car. They was like carrying around it was like they were this big. Oh my God. All right. Let's see. Let's each do one more. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds great.
So I'm going to play this one. This is my buddy Scott's, one of his favorite songs. This was actually written, I think, by Hayes Carll and Ray Wiley together. This is called Drunken Poet's Dream. I think when Ray Wiley recorded it, he threw out the chorus because he doesn't really do bridges. That's his philosophy. So, but I'll see if I can remember this one because this has been a long time too. Well, I've got a woman, she's a wild as rum. She likes to lay naked and be gazed upon. She crosses a bridge and then she sets it on fire. Lands like a bird on a telephone wire. Wine bottles scattered like last night's clothes. Cigarette papers and dominoes. She laughs for a minute about the shape I'm in. Says, you be the center of me, I'll be the sin. I'm gonna holler and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna get me some mescaline. She brings me roses and a place to lay. The drunken poet's dream. There's some money on the table and a pistol on the floor. Some old paperback books of Louis L'Amour. She says, honey, don't you worry about no judgment day. 'Cause time to get to heaven just ain't our way. I'm gonna holler and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna get me some mescaline. She brings me roses and a place to lay. The drunken poet's dream. All my life I laid around while the colors all turned blue. Closed my eyes and I finally found it brought me back to you. Well, I've got a woman, she's wild as Rome. She likes to lay naked and be gazed upon. She crosses a bridge and then she sets it on fire. Lands like a bird on a telephone wire. I'm gonna holler and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna get me some mescaline. She brings me roses and a place to lay. A drunken poet's dream.
I miss singing with you on that song.
I know. We used to have fun with that one. That was like our acoustic rocker. Oh my goodness.
I was gonna. You took me to New Orleans when you played Ico.
Oh yeah.
So as a way to roll us out of the show, since we're doing one more and we're done, right?
Yeah.
I took a little trip when I was my last semester of college. I took my spring break trip, and I went to New Orleans, and I went with one of the guys guy that owned a bar in the town that I went to college in. One of the guys that my roommate at the time was a short order cook at the bar, and the other guy's dad was a chair of the theater department at Western Illinois University in Macomb.
So all of that put together just spells trouble.
Yeah, well, you got that, okay. So the kid whose dad was in theater was a opera singer as a major, a music vocal performer.
Okay.
The short order cook was going into directing, and I didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground. I still don't, but that's a whole other story. So we decided we were going to go to New Orleans. I just broken up with a girlfriend. We none of us were old enough to rent a car, but we were going to rent a car and go. So we got there. We realized we couldn't rent a car, so the short order cook calls the guy who owned a bar. And the guy rented us a car and let us drive to New Orleans from
Oh my God.
Illinois. I don't know if my parents know all of that, but now they do.
They do now.
So we had kind of a different experience when we were in the city, because we all tried to do what we wanted to, but we ended up just following the music, and we ended up finding this one club because Harry Connick Sr. was performing one night, so we went to go see him, and the doorman worked us, so we always went back there. So, and he was great. I mean, he was great. He took us in, put us at the front row. We got to see some really good shows that week. But I will always think of this song when I think of March, because I was there for St. Joseph's Day, which is the 19th.
Okay.
For those that do not know, Joe Piscopo was the head of the Italian St. Joseph's Day parade in New Orleans.
Nice.
Because every weekend needs a parade in March in New Orleans. And here we go. We'll take ourselves out with.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Though our friendship ceases from now on. If you can't say anything real nice, better not to talk at all. That's my advice. You go your way, I'll go mine. Best that we do this kiss brings lots of love to you. So now it makes no difference how I carry on. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Though our friendship ceases from now on. So if you can't say anything real nice, it's best not to talk at all. That's my advice. Now you go your way, I'll go mine. Best that we do. Here's a kiss, I hope this kiss brings lots of love to you. So now it makes no difference how I carry on. So please don't talk about me when I'm gone. It makes no difference how I carry on. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone.
That was good. That was good. I like that one. That was a good one to take us out for sure. For sure. Yeah. New Orleans and I have a relationship as well, but we won't go into that right now.
Hey, we went in, we walked out, we went in, we walked out, everything was good. We had a great time. We got the car back. We made a few wrong turns on the way back. Scared us, but you know, that's just being lost.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. It could have been worse. Every time you go to New Orleans, it could have been worse.
Always be worse.
It could always be worse. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Well, there's another hour of our lives gone. So everybody who watched today, thank you. Mickey's on here. He says, "Hey, boys."
hello, Mr. Mickey.
Yep.
Hello, Rose. Thank you for thinking my version of Windy in a Pinch didn't blow.
Windy in a pinch didn't blow. Okay, I'm a t-shirt made up.
Good.
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah. All right. So for those of you that have been watching, thank you very much. Remember, we are now 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Same weird channel. So different
Same
weird
weird
times,
dudes.
same weird channel, same weird dudes. And we will be back next week with some Irish music from Jen and Connie, and we may throw a couple in there ourselves, but we're going to focus on the ladies coming in and singing some music for us. So, all right. Well, remember, as Hunter S. Thompson once wrote, when the going gets weird,
The weird turn pro.
there you go. Thanks, everybody.
Great week,
See you
everybody.
next week.
Thanks for stopping.